Hey there, my name's Crypto. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to build a small fantasy cottage. This build is super cozy and I'm really excited to teach you guys how to build it. These are all the materials that you'll need to build along with me, and this is what the layout of the house looks like. To start the build, we're going to do a row of smooth basalt. This is a really cool new block that we have in 1.17, so I'm really excited to be using it in this build. And on top of that row of basalt, we're going to do 3 deep slate tiles. So in total, these walls should be 4 blocks tall. And we're just going to continue that all the way around the entire build. After going all the way around the build, it should look just like this. And to add a bit of texture variation, we're actually going to use some of the cobbled deep slate. And we're just going to use it very sparingly, but it looks really cool along with these deep slate tiles. So just mix those blocks in throughout all of the walls, and what this is going to actually accomplish is make the walls look like they have more depth even though they are actually all on the same block. So it's a neat little trick. Next, add 5 blocks on top of the right wall, and then 1 in the middle. It should all be centered just like that. It's going to create a nice little peak. And then do the exact same thing on the other side, so it's going to be 4 blocks there and then 1 block in the middle. Now we're going to add the main entrance to our house. So 1 block from the side, we're going to do a 4 high pillar of stripped spruce logs, and then skip 3 blocks and do the exact same thing, 4 high, and then go to the inside and we're going to place 2 trapdoors and flip them up on each of those logs, and then do an inward facing stair on top of those, and then connect them using a trapdoor. Next, place some temporary blocks so we can add some barrels facing inwards, and this is going to actually expose the bottom of the barrels, which has a really nice texture to it. And on top of those barrels, place some spruce planks. And then 1 block out from each of those pillars, we're going to place a barrel, and on top of the barrel, we're going to place a stair. And then on top of those stairs, we're going to place some dark oak fences, just like that. Punch out a 1x2 hole in the wall so that we can add a door. I'm using a dark oak door, which I think works really well for this house. Next, we're going to build up the tower of our house, so do a ring of barrels. And then on top of those barrels, we're going to go 7 blocks tall using stripped spruce logs. So in total, the entire tower should be 8 blocks tall. Build up the rest of the tower until the entire thing is 8 blocks tall. And then after that, we're going to add some texture variation using some stripped dark oak logs. And this is going to just add a bit of variety to the tower, which will make it look a little less boring, a little bit more interesting, and really it's just going to create a nice effect. And having these different colors in the tower is also just going to add a bit of contrast of color, which I think looks really nice. So continue adding texture variation all the way around the tower until you're happy with how it looks. Next, punch out 4 blocks in the tower here so that we can add a window, and place a wall on the top and bottom blocks and then a window in the middle. Do the exact same thing on the other side, so punch out 4 blocks, do a wall on the bottom and a wall on the top, and then in the middle add some panes for a window. Now we're going to work on the roof of our tower, so place some dark oak stairs on all of the corners of the very upper block of this tower, and then in between those stairs we're going to place a slab on the upper half of that block. And then on top of those slabs we're going to place an inward facing stair on each of them, so it should be 4 blocks in total here, and then we're going to do a ring of dark oak wood. And then on top of that ring of wood we're going to do 2 more blocks right here and right here. Then on the other sides, we're just going to do a regular dark oak plank. And then on top of all 4 of those blocks, we're going to do an inward facing stair, and then just grab your regular planks and go up 1 block there, and then do a wall on top of that, a fence, and a chain, and it's going to create a really nice peak to this tower. Lastly, to finish up our tower here, grab some dark oak fences and put them underneath all of these stairs at the very bottom of our tower's roof. And it creates a really nice effect, and this tower came out really nice. Next, we're going to work on the roof for our main house, so place some slabs and start kind of staircasing up using them, and then stop right there and do a stair, and then we're going to do an upside down stair just like that, and then we're going to do another stair on top of that, and then a fence and a chain, and it's going to create a really nice kind of peak to this little roof here. And then we're going to mirror the exact same thing, so a couple slabs, a couple more on top of that fence, and then just 1 slab there, and then another stair facing inwards, so it looks really great just like that. And then we can add a few signs to the roof line here, just to add a bit more detail and a bit more depth. Continue the same pattern of those slabs. It'll kind of look like a bit of an elbow, but just kind of fill it in right there until it hits that tower. Head on over to the right side of our house, and we're going to do that same kind of elbow design using those slabs. And then we're simply going to staircase up to the middle of our house using those slabs again. And once you hit the middle, start staircasing back down to the other side, just like so, and it should be the exact same thing, just mirrored, and it should be looking just like that. Head on over to the other side of our house, and we're going to do the exact same design. So just use some slabs there and staircase up until you hit the middle of the house, and then start staircasing down. There's a tower there, so you won't be able to go all the way down, but that's quite alright. It looks great just like that. We can connect both sides just using some slabs, so continue it all the way across until you hit the other side. And then we also have this peak at the front of our house, so we'll use some slabs as well and just continue that all the way across until you hit the other ones, and it should be looking something just like that. Next, remove all the blocks that are overhanging the main wall, and then we're going to place a stair right there and a stair right there, and then we're going to connect those stairs just using some dark oak slabs, so go all the way across, and then sticking out from each of those stairs we're going to place one slab just like so, and then in between those slabs that are sticking out just place some campfires, and then extinguish them all using either a shovel or some water. And then to add some supports for kind of this overhanging little roof area, we're going to use some dark oak fences just like that. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So on the very corner there, just use some dark oak fences and connect it up just like so. And then underneath this whole area, we're going to place some dark oak trapdoors. Try not to flip them each time like I do. I clearly don't know how to place blocks in this game, but it should be looking something just like that, and I think it looks really nice. Now we can actually fill in the main part of our roof here. So I'm using some waxed, oxidized cut copper slabs. That is a huge mouthful, but really guys, you can kind of use whatever variety you like. If you don't want to wax them either, that is totally fine, and your roof here, your whole house will kind of age over time, which might be really cool actually. But let's go to this other side and we can start connecting this up. So do 3 slabs just like so, and then kind of going off of that dark oak stair, we can place some of our copper stairs there. And then just do some more slabs and kind of connect this up just using that roof outline as kind of a guide. So it should all connect up just like so. It looks really nice. And then we're going to do basically the exact same thing mirrored on the other side. So do some slabs just like so. And then we're going to go out 1, 2, 3 blocks using some stairs. And then place 3 slabs going off of that. And then we just need to fill in this last row using some slabs. So it should be 3, 4, and 5 slabs just like so. And it's all filled in. Now we can add some texture variation, and I'm just using the weathered variety of these slabs, which I think looks really nice. And again, I'm using waxed ones, but you could leave them unwaxed. And I'm also using some prismarine slabs, which look really, really nice in combination with these copper blocks. But it just adds a bit of variety, a bit of color variation and contrast of color and all of that good stuff that, you know, really helps make a build pop and not look so boring. So we can also do the exact same thing on the other side here. So again, I'm using those weathered copper slabs, just like so, and just keep replacing kind of the blocks that you see fit. You can kind of decide how much you want to replace for yourself. And then I'm also using those prismarine bricks again, which look really, really nice. So I really love how this kind of looks using these 3 blocks in combination. But now guys, we can actually add a bit of vegetation to the outside of our house. So place some leaves and some flower pots with some flowers in them in that little nook right there. And then on this other side, 1 block in from the outside, place some leaves, so it should be 5 blocks in total. And then right in the middle here, we can punch out a little hole where we can add a nice little window. And then we can use some trapdoors to add a little bit of a shutter. And then on top of the window, I'm using polished deep slate to kind of make it look a little bit more reinforced, which I think looks nice. And then we can also add a little flower in front of the window there. Punch a 2x2 hole out in the back of the house here for another window, which looks really nice. And then on either side of that, we can add some shutters. And then underneath the window, we can add 4 leaf blocks. And then on top of those leaves, we can add a couple of flower pots in front of the window there, and then add whatever flowers you like inside of those. Next, we can add a bit of a back entrance to our house. So punch out a couple more blocks there, and then place a dark oak door. Looks super sweet. And then we can head on over to the other side here and just place 4 leaf blocks. And then punch out another hole for a window. It should be the exact same as the other side. And then we can add a polished deep slate block to the top, and then a nice little shutter. And of course, we can add another flower pot, and of course, add a flower. But with that, we're actually going to head on inside because it's time to do the interior. So start replacing the floor, and I'm using some calcite for this. So just break out all these blocks and just replace them with these calcite blocks, which I think make a really nice floor block. So just continue that all the way throughout the house. Super simple, super easy. I'm sure you guys will have no problem with this step at all. But next we can actually punch out some blocks for getting into this tower here. So punch out 3 blocks there and another 3 blocks. And then of course we can replace the floor in here as well. And then right in this we're going to add 2 scaffolding, and we can actually get up into this tower and use it as a bit of a watchtower. But at the top here we're going to place a slab and a lantern just so that our tower is lit up. And then next we can add some texture variation. So I'm using some diorite for this, which I think works really well with the calcite blocks. And this will just kind of help add a bit of variety and a bit of interest to the floor here. And then now we can add the ceiling. So just use some dark oak slabs and do a bit of a peak like that, and then just bring it all the way across the entire ceiling here. And this will hide kind of all this junk of our roof that was kind of left behind from building the outside. And I also think that this dark oak works really well with these deep slate blocks, so I think it's a great choice for our ceiling here. Now we can add some furnaces, so if you're using this as like a survival house, you have a nice place where you can smelt up a bunch of stuff. And then we can also add some chests there for a bit of storage. Now we can add a nice table using some birch stairs, and then just use another scaffolding block right in front of that window. And then we can add an armor stand, throw whatever armor you want on there, so you got some easy access to some sweet armor there. And now we can add kind of a dividing wall in our house. So go 3 blocks right here, 1 block beside the door. Then you're gonna have to punch out 1 block in the ceiling there, but it should be looking just like that. And then we can use some cobbled deep slate again, it's just like we did for the outside, to add a bit of texture variation. And then now we can add our bed. It's gonna be kind of a double bed, you could say. And then we can do a bookshelf, a crafting table, a flower pot, and with a flowering azalea inside, or whatever you'd like. And then we can add some candles, use whatever color you'd like. I'm just really excited to have these blocks in the game now. And then we can add a nice painting to the wall here. Add whatever painting you would like. Lastly, to just add a bit of light in here, we can add a lantern, and then use some flint and steel to light these candles. And guys, that actually finishes up the interior and the exterior of this build. So I really hope you did enjoy it. And if you liked this tutorial or you learned something from it, consider hitting that like button and subscribing if you are new. Thank you guys so much for watching, and happy building.